Welcome back to Responsibly Unhinged. It's your girls, Kylie Kaiser.
And Quinn Collins.
We are back this week with a very special guest. We told you last week we had a very funny guy coming. Brent Reed, what is up?
Hello, friends.
Hi.
How are y'all?
Doing pretty good.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks
Happy
for coming.
to have you.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. Brent is a fellow comedian. Actually, Brent has been mentioned on this podcast multiple times. When we've talked about
nice
the comedy
things?
scene. Yeah, of course.
You don't watch it?
I mean,
Wow.
fuck.
Wow.
Fuck.
Actually,
You caught me.
That was actually
what he should have just said was, I know, I've heard.
I know. I've
heard
seen.
that was so
I've
sweet
seen.
of you.
Yeah. It's. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
you guys are so sweet.
No, we talked with a lot of people about like comedy scenes on here, and I've always mentioned that you were my first friend here and like somebody that really helped me get into the scene here.
We met in the line for the open mic at Roscoe's.
Yeah, it was my second open mic ever.
Like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Almost.
Was it really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was my second one ever. And Brent, you had just moved to town.
It was me and Zach.
Yep. Y'all were not new to comedy, but new to the scene, so we were kind of like navigating that together. But I knew nothing about how mics worked, and you guys saved my life. I went around with you to all the mics all week. We sat at Lucky Duck for hours. Yeah.
You did so good. Yeah, the open mics are an adventure.
I actually was cleaning out my camera roll, and I was like, found a screenshot that I took about, like, I was like, these people are so nice, because like Zach had like put a story of me up and was like, no way, this is her second time doing comedy, and I like saved it because I was like, this was so nice. Like, yeah, lifesavers.
That was fun. Look at us now.
Yeah,
Look at us go.
look at us go. We were just talking about how it's crazy because Quinn and I realized we got close like about a year and a half ago. I was like, it feels like it's not been that long, and also eternity.
Yeah, I don't feel like I've been here 2 years.
No.
It's like comedian summer camp. It doesn't feel real.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like pretty soon our dads are going to come get us. It's time to go home.
My dad
Her
literally
dad
is.
quite literally dropped her off here
Your
today. Her dad is gonna pick her up from here.
Yeah.
How's Eugene doing?
He's good. He was pissed because he thought, because we like did the back-to-back episodes.
Yeah.
And he was dropping me off. He goes, was Brent already here? And I go, no, he's on the second episode.
This is so funny because
love
Eugene is
and
getting
Ben.
all the airtime today. We were talking about him in the first episode.
I know. He's
Yeah.
famous.
I was
Your
telling
dad's
her Eugene got turned with us the other weekend, and I trauma dumped to that man for about an hour.
I like that Eugene is, I feel like he's like what I want to be. It's like he's nice, but if anybody fucks with like him or his family, he flips a switch.
He's territorial.
Yeah,
Well, it's so
which
funny.
I like that he's super nice every other time, but when someone's like negative to him, he's like, no,
Yeah.
this isn't.
Yeah.
He's
not gonna let
kind
this
of like
fly.
a dolphin.
Yeah.
We're not going back here. I'm so sorry to our listeners. I'm so sorry. Also, for the record, Brent has also heard of dolphin rape. I just want to put that out there for
I have heard of
They
dolphin
would
rape.
never do
I wish I hadn't, but I have.
I was fucking on one about that. But
would
yeah,
never do that.
it's actually funny to me. We were talking about the other weekend that me and Justine and Quinn's parents have all come to town, and all of them have ended up at afters.
Yep.
Me and just my dad, when Quinn and I went to the strip club together.
Your dad is the after.
My dad is the afters.
I could not imagine. I'm jealous. My parents will never come to Austin.
Yeah. My grandparents would never do this, but
You don't think I ought?
No, they don't really leave Alabama.
Why would ya? You know?
Everything you need is there.
yeah.
You got Piggly Wiggly there. Why would you come to Austin?
We
They
had
say
Piggly Wiggly in
Huntsville
Tennessee.
is the new
LA.
San Marcos. So
That's true.
The new San Marcos is crazy.
It is growing. It's interesting. Huntsville's interesting because there's like rocket scientists with southern accents, and it's so funny. Like, Huntsville, we're going down.
I think that's better than like the German accents.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got
There's
your,
Germans there too.
I'm glad we got your origin city out of the way because people were probably curious.
Well, yeah, Huntsville was where my origin of comedy, but I'm from a small town outside of there called Caddo. It was like 1,200 people.
Yeah.
Like a red light. You know, in between two towns.
Yeah.
Going to Moulton, Alabama was going to town.
Moulton, Alabama.
I'm going to town. Y'all need anything? Shit like that.
I feel that. Yeah,
Ooh.
I lived where Courtney and I grew up. Your closest Walmart
I
was
grew
like
up
at
in
least.
Gatlinburg, and I'm like, ew, you redneck piece of shit.
Yeah, we came to Gatlinburg for vacation.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was the destination vacation.
You were.
You were in Morton, Alabama.
It was either Morton.
Molten.
It was
Like
either
lava.
Gatlinburg. The two places you went on vacation growing up were Gatlinburg or the beach, which
Myrtle
is like
Beach.
either
Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle or Panama City or Gulf Shores. It
I've
was
been
like
to all
South
those
Alabama.
places.
You've been to Gulf Shores
Yep.
on purpose?
Yep.
That's fun.
Yep.
Did you go to Hangout Festival?
No, I had friends that did that though. Yeah, I was supposed
Did
to.
you ever watch Florida Bama Shores?
Yes.
I wanted to be on that so bad.
You would have been
You would
great.
have crushed.
You would have crushed it.
Bring it back.
Bring one back for Galveston
You missed your
Island.
You've never done a reality.
We actually were talking about this on that card. That is, I think that me and Quinn talk about all the time that we would crush Love Is Blind.
You would both crush on any reality show.
The only time I've ever had like any sort of reality TV thing, it was that thing where you like stand in a bikini and like let some
that
like
was weird.
Nerd be mean to you on the other
Oh,
side.
you're talking about yesterday when you came over to my apartment?
And I was just like behind like a white screen.
We're gonna tell anyone about that.
And I couldn't be witty. I had to be like this like dumb. So I kept just lying. I kept making up stories. I lied and said I stalked a man in Colorado for a winter, like an entire winter. I like stalked him like
She
cray.
was lying.
And he was like, I think you have borderline personality disorder. And I go, no. That was nothing. No. I think you're wrong.
We have said all the time that we've like talked about scripting like a reality TV thing here with us because I was like, I do think we would crush at that.
Yes. What would you call it?
Neverland.
Neverland. Yeah.
Because that's what they call Austin. We have like a whole thing about it.
We had a clip pop off of us talking about this.
I think they got a Michael Jackson documentary.
Brent doesn't even follow us, actually.
That's not true. I follow you, and I see the clips.
He's like, what podcast am I on?
Yeah, what is this?
Who are you guys?
Is this Two Girls, One Blunt?
I know the exact.
Oh, wow.
He goes, I follow you. I knew the exact amount of right turns to get. Oh, you mean on Instagram?
Period. We were giving you some flowers on the last episode though, and I want to give you some more for our audience. Brent,
I'll hear it when I listen to the
very
episode.
funny guy. Yeah, you'll hear it. You'll hear it because you listen every week.
Yeah,
I wouldn't miss an episode.
Yeah, very funny guy. We were talking about Quinn just had the Netflix as a joke audition. You did as well. You crushed.
Thank you.
You crushed.
Brent
I appreciate
that.
you. I don't think it matters.
You know, it mattered. it mattered to me.
It just matters that we all had fun.
Well, I want it to matter. You know, well, you're right. It was fun.
It
was a good set, and it felt really good. And I feel like I did the best I could have done. But someone told me they have like 8 people that they already have in mind, and the auditions are just a formality.
I don't think that's true. Netflix wouldn't spend the money on spending that,
You don't think
sending
so?
that guy out. No.
Okay.
They would just do it how they used to, where you submit a tape.
Did you have fun?
I had fun.
Yeah, you guys both did great.
It was fun.
I had to run out right after my set and go back to work. I was like working AV.
Yeah.
I was working sound at Sunset and like
The
ran
dream.
out, did a Netflix audition, and then just had to
I
go
threw up
back.
hard
dream,
in the
ladies and
bathroom
gentlemen.
right before my set.
You did?
Threw up.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you drink or anything?
No, just that nervous.
Just nervous?
And I was like, damn, is it imposter syndrome
Everybody
or
looked so
bulimia?
nervous.
I don't ever throw up. I was nervous.
Everybody seems so nervous. Like like people that I never see look nervous.
Yeah, it's a weird pressure. And
Yeah.
somebody gave me the best advice before I did it. Some dude that's seen me a couple times messaged me on Instagram when I posted the thing, and he was like, hey, I've been to a few of these, and people kind of clam up. He was like, just do your thing and treat it like another. That was like the best advice.
Yeah.
Like, just have fun and be loosey-goosey like it's not, like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know? I think that helped me. But I don't vomit before sets, but I have pooped in every place we've ever done.
I get pre-stage shits for sure.
I get anxiety poops.
I feel like when I don't have to poop before I go and I bomb.
Yeah.
And people think I'm a psycho because I've done open
No,
mics at
I
back in
don't.
Alabama at biker bars, and like people are like, "You poop here?" I'm
Yeah,
like, "Yep,
yeah.
I gotta."
I sure have to.
Yeah, it's the worst. I mean, the worst
I don't
thing that
want
can happen.
to.
I don't want to be up on stage for 20 minutes and.
That's a terrible feeling.
Turtling on
For the-
stage?
but-
Hell no.
But for the most part, it kind of. Do you find that if you're feeling
not
shitty?
solid?
Do you find that whatever ailment you have when you go on stage, it kind of goes away?
No, alcoholism is always present. But
I told a comic once, she was going on stage, she was like, oh, I gotta poop. And I was like, when you get on stage, it'll go away. And she looked at me dead in the face with like fear in her eyes. She goes, where's it gonna go? I was like, I don't know.
I have noticed that. Like sometimes I'll go up and I'll be like, I always feel like no matter, I could pee right before I go up, and then I'm like, I have to pee the minute I go up there. But yeah, when I'm on stage, I don't feel like I'm gonna piss myself or anything. But I have had that, I guess, a little bit.
have you ever farted on stage?
I don't think so. Have you?
No.
Do you try to get real loud while you're farting?
I just like randomly throw a scream in my set.
You just start doing a Def Jam set.
She waits till her punchline.
These motherfuckers.
I know.
Like, what was that? What's that smell?
Just crop does the
Oh
audience.
my god, yeah. The front row all of a sudden just looks like mortified. That
Do
would
you?
be crazy.
Was it a loud one or?
Squeaky.
Are all of you look like all your parts are squeaky.
You're a squeaky part.
Hey, girl. You look like all your parts are
You look like you squeak
That's
when
a
you fart.
crazy thing to like assess about people. Like,
Got a
what
tight butthole.
what do they look like? What type of farts they have? Justine was telling me she just joined this weird
don't
Facebook
fart, girl,
group.
you just
Justine was
squeak.
telling me she just joined this weird Facebook group where people like want to ask questions they can't ask anywhere else, and she just wants to read what people are doing. And all the people in there are putting pictures of themselves up and saying, "What do I look like? I smell like." Why do you want to know that? I don't want people to tell me that.
I'd like to not know.
I don't want to know that.
You seen the Reddit?
Marlboro Reds and vanilla.
Have you guys seen the Reddit thing, Roast Me?
No, I don't
where
look at Reddit. I'm not a virgin.
All right. I feel like that was a stray that I didn't deserve. I've seen.
No, that was a head-on aim.
I don't know that I deserve that. But there's a subreddit called Roast Me, and like it's a lot of hot women a lot of the times, and they just post a picture of themselves, and they hold a thing that says Roast
Oh,
Me.
the incels
Don't they know
love
they could
this.
just sign up for Kill Tony?
Yeah,
Don't they gonna hang out at any comedy club?
yeah, that's basically what it is.
Yeah.
It's like Kill Tony, but in a thread. And people just say the gnarliest shit.
Dude, I'm not surprised. I had to leave. I was in it way too long, anyways. But there's like that Kill Tony fans group on Facebook. I
I'm on
left
it.
it.
It's so entertaining.
I left it though because yesterday I was just like, I can't anymore. Someone just posted the picture. That's just it was no caption, nothing. Like I don't know why that was even posted in there. Probably because they knew this was gonna happen. And it was the Chapel Roan, Sabrina Carpenter, Billie Eilish photo, and it was just 70 comments of men just being atrociously evil about these women. Like there was no caption, nothing. They just put the photo in there, and it was so mean. And I was like, I don't want to be here anymore.
I saw that one of the comments said, "Would you guys like to do Secret Show on Thursday?"
That was funny.
That's very good.
That was funny.
Yeah, I don't check the comments. I can't.
No, I can't.
I stopped.
My mom does though.
It's
and I'm
nice
like,
to see the good ones,
Yeah.
but there's never all good ones.
Everyone told me when I got on Kill Tony, they're like, don't read it. And I was like, okay, I read everything. I Googled the fuck out of myself on Reddit. And honestly, most people were nice.
Yeah.
I only had
Yeah.
one guy that called out my camel toe, but then he said he was into it.
I mean, they find shit to say about
everyone.
the best comics.
But
Yeah.
my thing is
It's
too,
like
the
Cam
things that they come
Patterson.
for, I'm like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
I sound like a boy. I don't give a fuck.
That's why I don't look at it, because I found that 90% of everyone are fucking idiots. Everybody's a dumbass. And you can't, like, these people, they never leave their house probably, and they think they know about comedy because they watch everyone do a minute every week. It's like, you don't know shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I don't look
No,
at it.
I think too, dudes always, when it comes to girls, they always want to comment and be like, she's mid. Yeah, brother, I do stand-up comedy. Do you think
Yeah.
I was going to be a beauty queen? You think
Yeah.
I thought I was a Victoria's Secret model?
Yeah, dudes are under
I
the...
do stand-up comedy.
Yeah. We're trying to sell our personality. We gave up on the rest.
I've always been a heavy personality, yeah.
They're under the impression that you guys get so many compliments, so they think they're doing you a
Yeah.
favor by, like, keeping
Bring-
you in
yeah.
your place,
Yeah,
bringing
keep
you
me
down.
humble, King.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? They're right.
Keep me humble,
Keep me
King.
humble.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
That's a very good response to a mean comment.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
I've been doing
Keep
lately.
me humble, King.
What I've been doing lately on TikTok, because I just had a joke, my first like joke go like TikTok viral, and anytime the men are on there that comment are like not funny, waiting for the joke, I just have been responding and saying, "Oh my god, please send me one of your sets."
Well, watch it a few more times because I could use the views for the algorithm.
Yeah, no
You
shit.
Stupid
I just keep commenting
asshole.
back. They freak out. It was overwhelmingly a lot of nice people on it, shockingly again, but there were several of the guys just being
Oh,
like,
anytime someone's
waiting for the
commenting,
joke.
anytime someone's commenting on it,
Oh, I love
algorithm.
it. I love
the
it.
amount of times they had to rewatch the video to comment their stupid little
People
shit.
don't realize
algorithm.
that. Yeah, they don't realize that, I think, either. I'm like, you are literally helping me.
The second I reply to their comment or somebody likes their comment or whatever, anyone else replies,
Algorithm.
views,
Views.
algorithm,
Views.
suck my taint.
You're only fueling the fire.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
who gives a fuck?
We don't. We're not pissed about it yelling
I
on
don't even
podcast.
care. All the people are mean to me.
It feels like we got a little fired up here, and we should bring some positivity in, maybe with some silly chats. What do you
Yes.
think? Yeah, we're
Silly
gonna
chats.
play a
Silly chats.
game with Brent.
I love games.
Yeah.
Do you guys know that about me?
Yeah,
tell.
I can tell. I know you play Dungeons and Dragons. This
I
is
do.
not going to be as exciting.
Ladies. I'm a level 8 bard.
Wow.
I don't know what that means, but it sounds important. It sounds important.
I don't say that about yourself.
Don't
You're-
slide
you're
out of your
10.
chair
You're
over
10.
there.
You're a 10. Yeah, at least
You're a level 10 bard.
Have you heard of this game yet?
I've not.
You have not.
I think I've played a similar game now.
Yeah, well, this one's better.
It's better.
Yeah, it's prettier.
So
It is
it's-
pretty.
So Selly is the ultimate card game just to get to know people better. Beyond like questions like, oh, how is your day? And like, what's your social security number? Can I have $10? It's
I did write that on a few of them.
Would you recommend playing this game on a first date?
Yeah, they actually
fun
make other
icebreaker?
packs too. They're making like a spicy Valentine's Day pack and stuff like that.
That may be
too.
bad for a first date.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad.
You don't want to be
But
spicy.
I do
too
think
spicy.
that stuff like this is fun for dates though. If you want to get past like the
Yeah, the awkward because it like gives you things to ask.
yeah. Or at least a second date.
I hate the what do you do?
Yeah.
Hate the what do you do?
Well, because our answers are all
And
embarrassing.
then you get in trouble when you're like,
That's why we hate
Yeah.
it.
yeah.
Like a neuroscientist is like, please ask me.
Yeah,
You know?
right. Oh yeah, a
then-
doctor,
yeah,
an engineer.
Or
They're
like,
like,
let's
please.
talk about something
And then
else.
you get in
Yeah.
trouble if you're like, do you think you're like this because your mama didn't love you good? Like, you can't
Yeah.
ask that anymore.
Yeah, but if it's on a card, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
the answer to that question is always embarrassing. What do you do? It's like, well, I do stand-up comedy to fuel my real career as a host at a Mexican restaurant. That's what I really like doing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun to kind of avoid questions like that you don't
Yeah,
get to.
yeah.
And get to stuff that actually helps you get to know people better. So it's
Right.
fun. And if you want to play at home with a lovely lady, you can get your own pack with code
You
Unhinged.
talked me into it. I do
Yeah.
like the box. I like
20% off.
All right.
Yeah, he's sold.
And there's
She's sold.
expansion pack. I'm excited about the expansion pack.
Yeah. You know, I love an expansion pack.
Yeah.
What? what does that mean?
Why did you guys take it that way?
No, I think that's, we said what? And she goes, you guys are perverts.
Yeah, perverts.
Just genuinely confused.
Yeah.
Oh, you freaks.
Yeah.
Fucking weirdos. Brent, draw a card.
All right.
He said, I need a pen and paper.
Yeah.
What do you? Am I asking both of you this question?
You just read it out loud.
What
for
do
you.
you love the most about the city you live in?
Oh, so this is for you to answer.
This is for me to answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you love the most? That's a good question.
What I love the most about Austin, besides the comedy scene,
Either way.
I mean, really, honestly, I don't like it that much. If I'm very honest,
We just
I
bitched about it for 20
I'm
minutes.
here
last
for the comedy.
Yeah.
I'm here because it was a positive move. You know, I was down south. I could have moved to Atlanta or Nashville, and those just felt kind of lateral because I was already working in those cities. And I was like, and then, you know, my friend was moving here, so I moved here because I'd kill myself if he was successful and I didn't come.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
1,000%.
So, but now that I'm here, I like the food a lot. What else do I like?
Cidercade.
Cidercade's
If
pretty
one more
sick.
person brings up Cidercade on this fucking podcast, I'm gonna kill myself. Oh my god.
You brought it up immediately. I love Frasier's.
Oh, the
Frasier.
long and low. Baby.
Yeah.
Frasier's is fun.
I love Frasier's. I love, I mean, it goes back to comedy, but I love Creek in the Cave. I
Yeah.
love the patio. Quinn loves it too. She always begs me to take her there.
Yeah.
She's like, Brent, please let me go with you to Creek.
Yeah.
Please.
Please.
But
Yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, how could you like Austin when you grew up where you grew up?
yeah.
I know. When you're from Milton,
We don't have
Alabama.
we don't have a Piggly Wiggly.
differently every time.
We don't have a Piggly
Eventually,
Wiggly.
I'm actually going to do it right.
Oh, it's not that I think Alabama is better. I think that people in Alabama are nicer in general.
Really? To white people.
That's a very good point.
God damn.
But now they're pretty nice to they're pretty nice to gays and blacks now because now trans exists. So
Something else for them to
they'll get there
The
eventually.
secret third thing really
Yeah.
came in to save the day.
I know Brent looks like that, but he is progressive. I just want you guys to know
I
that.
am very yeah. I'm half gay on my sister's side.
Yeah, Well, you're from
All right.
Alabama. That's your wife.
Yeah, but yeah, it's not that I think that Alabama is. It's not better than anywhere. I don't think anywhere is better than anywhere.
Yeah.
Do you think that dating is different in Austin than from
Than Alabama? Absolutely. Yeah.
Because Huntsville's, we're making fun of it. Huntsville's not a small place.
No, but I was a fucking 9 there, and so dating is harder for me here.
There are the regional numbers. It's crazy. I was like in Ohio 8 at least.
Yeah, I think I was
Ohio
doing
8 is still
I've been a
sad.
7 almost everywhere I've ever been.
Consistency is good.
across the board.
Consistency is good.
That's funny, but yeah, I feel like it is harder for me here because people are here in Alabama. People are like stuck there. Mm-hmm. People are here on purpose.
They've seen other things.
Yeah.
Yes, people are here on purpose and they're traveled and they, you know, you got the whole, like every girl has endless options.
Yeah.
With social media and stuff, you're scrolling on there. It's like, oh, well, these billions of dudes are in my DMs.
Billions?
And, yeah, whatever.
Billions.
Is it not billions? What you got, like tens?
No.
I bet your DMs are gnarly.
It's like maybe a million.
But you know what I'm saying? The options are endless.
Well,
So
Maybe
said
for
it-
men who have never met me
and
in
it's
person.
and then the what do you do thing. It is tough
Yeah.
to explain. It's like I promise I don't suck at this, but I
Yeah.
am like at a stage where I'm working a shit ton and not really making a lot of money. You know, so it's tough.
Well, it's interesting. We were talking about in the last episode that we were excited to talk to you about this because we were kind of like having the same complaint on the other side about like the men here and like their options and like the social media of it and like people and all this stuff. And I was like, I bet it is the same on the male POV as well.
Do you know what? I deleted the apps and I'm trying to talk to women in the wild now. How do you guys feel about dudes approaching you like at a bookstore or a coffee shop?
That's my fantasy.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
That's
you?
like I know
But who are
women.
you picturing?
I know women. It would never be me that used to go and just read at coffee shops hoping men would talk to them.
Yeah, literally.
But
I would never do that. But
you're hoping in your head. Are you picturing like an idealized guy? Because what if? Because I feel like
my
it's
ideal type, but there could be a girl. Like, just envision this.
Yeah.
You're thinking too much about what somebody else might think.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, like they're
I just don't want to be creepy.
the most trollish looking men have all the balls in the world.
And that
because
gets them
when you
far.
ask, well, what are you imagining? There's some girl that's at like Book People right now. It's a little quirky and cute, and like you're gonna come up to her and she's gonna be like, "What the you are someo's dream type."
Also,
But you won't know if
I
you don't
feel
stop
like-
being
I feel
such a
like
little
you're-
bitch about it.
I feel like your general vibe should crush in Austin. To be honest.
Yeah, I just need to have more confidence in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a lanky hipster boy.
Yeah.
Like, you're.
That's a dream come true here.
I'm surprised you're not at the clinic every other week, just trying to get some stank off ya.
Hey, Doc, can you get this stank off?
Hey, I got the stank again.
I took showers 3 times. I got the stank.
I got bitches on.
I was
deck
at Yellow
right now.
Jacket for 15 minutes. Had to beat him off with a stick.
I kind of like the stank. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Chlamydia?
You didn't specify what the stank
Why else would
was.
you be at the clinic?
Like
Was dripped out.
Doc, I got the
He's like,
stank.
no, I was hoping it was AIDS. Like, what? Yeah, where else did you think this could go?
I appreciate you guys saying that. You giving me confidence, and I'm gonna
You should.
sexually assault somebody at a bookstore.
We're gonna edit that out.
Yeah, edit that out. I was just kidding. No assault.
No, I do-
Consensually.
I
What
feel
if
like-
would you? How would you do that? Would you buy somebody a book?
No,
Whoa.
that's too much.
Yes.
Well, it's like the cost of 2 drinks.
Yeah, but like you would have to.
Got your book.
You would have to. You would like. Would you,
I would
you,
like that.
But would you come up and like offer to buy the book they're already looking at? Like, what are you gonna do? Just come over to her with like, hey, I heard bitches like Colleen Hoover.
No,
Like,
I guess I would offer to pay for a book they already have.
Yeah, that's what I said. That would be the tough part.
Or I would just be like, if they're looking at a section, you could just be like, who's like your favorite author in this genre?
Yeah.
I'm like looking and like it's
honestly,
just erotica, but like
if they were in there like looking at these like girl books and you were actually being like, I keep hearing women talk about this. What are they
Or
about? A
could
woman
you be
would
like-
love to be asked a question.
there's just like certain things that you could just make a little small talk with, because for me it's like especially depending on what mood I'm in, you can kind of gauge too how she's gonna react. You can just ask, and she's like, oh well, I love this author, and you can like, or I like this or that. If you're like, hey, I'm like, what, I don't know, there's like little
Yeah,
things you could
you
ask.
can read body language. And,
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you can assess. She's gonna like want you over and decide if she wants to talk to you or not. Whether it's based on attraction or not, it could be her mood, or maybe she is gonna be like whether I think you're cute or not. But you're gonna know that, I feel like, pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Body
you can
language
still
is
just,
everything.
Like, have like that's the part where I think you can also turn things around though. Because if I did that, I've had people before where like I was approached on like Lady Bird Lake one time, and it was like I looked at him and I was kind of like no, but then instead of doing the thing where it's like he could tell that and immediately it was like, oh yeah, he was clearly just hitting on me and walking away, he like continued what I forget what he even asked me about. It was something about like around Austin or something, and then he would like waited and like heard what I had to say and then like made like a good conversation with me for like a little bit of time, but then was like not being weird and was just like all right, and then I kind of was like, oh, maybe I should have given that guy a chance because actually talking to him didn't suck.
What if he was gay? He just really wanted to know about the city.
He might have been.
After you rejected
I like him a little gay.
After you rejected him, he stayed in the pocket and talked to you for long
Yeah.
after that?
Stayed in the pocket is
Yeah.
crazy.
I didn't really reject him. I just kind of gave I gave kind of the physical like, oh, I'm kind of like just walking, and
Yeah.
he was just like, I just had a question about this.
Men
And
do not approach me.
But it also made me feel. Well, I got told once that this.
Why?
Was
You're so nice.
I got told once this was a compliment from guy friends. I took it as an insult when my friends told me, because I was talking about hot girls in coffee shops. Actually, like this
Yeah.
girl walked in and I just watched the whole group of guys I was hanging out with all like, whoa, and I was like, I wonder what that feels like. Like I'm not saying I'm an ugly broad, but that also happen. And they were like, yeah, but you're approachable. And I was like, that feels like an insult. And they
That
were like,
does.
no, but they were kind of saying, though, they're like, that girl might look like that. He's like, but none of, like, she's not going to get any more numbers because we're all scared to go talk to her. Like, he's like, there's a level of, like, you need to be attractive enough that we're into you, but, like, not feel like we're going to shit our pants to talk to you. And I was kind of like, you know what, I'll take it.
I don't think that's why men don't approach me. Last time I was at Shane.
You're too hot. I think that's what it is.
This
We're
guy
gonna go
came
with
up to
that.
me, he said, so he's trying to make small talk, and I forget, I was like trying to get to the patio, and he just like kind of like cornered me a little bit because he'd just been staring at me. I hate when a motherfucker stares.
Yeah.
Say
that
with your
guy at
chest.
Fraser's. Remember that guy?
Yeah,
Oh, that was
God
creepy.
damn.
Just like
Just
I think he's trying to
unrelenting
do some, I think he's
stares.
trying to do some
Unrelenting
Edward Cullen stupid shit where he's just like,
Hold on tight, spider monkey.
yeah.
yeah, oh, I would love if a man said
Say
that.
it
to me.
out loud.
To think I'm that skinny, but
Say it out loud.
I could use that right now. But no, and he's just like, does the thing where he's like, he's wanting you to make eye contact with him too. And I'm such a bitch, I'll go out of my way to be like, don't look at me like that. Like, just come over and say something. And then when I do start walking, he's like, I know we were looking at each other, and like said that, and I go, we weren't. And I
You were just looking at me constantly, and I noticed.
Yeah.
yeah, I was. It was a threat.
Yeah.
You were a threatening aura.
And I've had that happen
And I'm
to me.
so petite and small that puts me in such a compromising position.
Yeah. You're a spider
I'm
monkey.
so
fair,
helpless and petite and small.
I got called on that in the reverse once. I was like, literally, I was telling Justine one night, I was like, every time I look at that guy, he's looking at me. And she was like, because you haven't stopped looking at him. And she's like, eventually he has to look over here too. And I was like, damn. All right.
Oh,
All right.
We've all done it.
All right.
Definitely.
So-
And you always think I've definitely been in that guy's position. It's like, oh, we've been staring at each other. It's like, no, I've just been
Staring at you.
a creep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens.
Have you, so you've been taking it offline and into the wild.
Yes.
Have you been on any dates lately?
Yeah, the last date I went on, I invited, it was actually, I got off the apps after this. The last date I went on was a Hinge thing. I haven't got any dates from the wild. I invited a Hinge girl to a show that I hosted on New Year's Eve.
Okay.
And it ended up being
go?
good. Yeah, she went.
Oh, okay.
It was risky.
Yeah,
it was a
that's
high
risky.
risk
That's
move.
high risk.
But
a show and New Year's Eve.
Yeah, the show went well. Yeah, and that was it. And then we did the whole smooching at midnight thing, and then we hung out a few more times. And then she decided that she just wanted to be friends. But then we hooked up one more time after that.
That happens.
I just have a question.
You
like
had a
with
question
that.
about
Do you,
this, yeah.
when you go on a few dates with somebody,
Yeah.
and the vibe is good, but then it's just like either you only felt kind of like you didn't feel like a romantic vibe, or they didn't.
Yes.
But like they still are like, hey, can we still like hang out sometimes? Do you consider that wasted time?
Ooh, it depends. I have felt like that before. I think one of the last times we hung out after she decided that she just wanted to be friends, I didn't want to go hang out that bad. I don't know if I consider it wasted time. If you really connect with the person and you can like see them as a friend, but some of these, I don't know. I get the thing a lot. Women, I've been friend zoned a lot, and they're always like, well, you're really cool, so I want to keep hanging out. I'm like, well, I don't think you're that cool.
Yeah.
That's fair.
You know, I think you're pretty, and you know, but I don't know if damn, I sound like a dick, but I don't know if I can
you're
be
fair.
pals.
Yeah.
With like, it's got to be, you know, I'm pals with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But we're also, you guys are awesome. And also comics, and we have a common, I don't
Yeah.
know.
But then do you also think that's like a little bit in a sense a dodge bullet if it like didn't work out romantically at the time? You're like,
Yes.
oh, I couldn't even see myself being friends with this
Yeah,
girl.
that's actually
Yeah.
that's a good point. Because ultimately,
Yeah,
I
like
think
what
your
was
partner
I
should be your best
doing?
friend.
Yeah, maybe it's a realization that I've been wasting my time this whole time.
Yeah.
Rather than just
Not
being
because of
friends.
that.
But I don't think it's a waste of time to hang out with women as just pals. But I do think it is bad to like. I have been in a situation where I was basically this girl's like boyfriend without her having
Been there,
a
brother.
boyfriend. So
Yeah,
now
we've
I'm
all
putting
been
all
there.
my time into making
That's
this
a
person.
situationship, the kids call it.
Yeah. And then so now I'm putting all my time and effort into making this woman like happy, but I'm not. And then meanwhile, I'm not dating. I'm not,
Yep.
you know, going out there and meeting
Listen to the
people.
episode we just recorded.
Do you find that get a strange sense of like, because I know we've talked about it, like we've gone through it, where it's like that person who loves the attention you're giving them and is like, you know, they're not into you, but you know that they love their other options. like have the other options.
Yes.
Do you find, because this surprised me about myself moving here, I got like a strange like limerence to that person, like almost an infatuation, which I'd never really experienced that before. And like this person, and it's like is not into me like that, and is not expressing it. You can tell that like once they are giving me attention, they're like, oh no, I love hanging out with you, you're like so hot and cool. But I'm like, oh, you're also raking in mad numbers with other bitches. Like, so but then it makes me like, it would make me like, I don't do it anymore, but
it makes you like fixate on it more.
Yeah, it's only ever been one real time for me in Austin, and I don't know why I lost my mind about it.
So he was avoidant and you got attached.
Yeah, and I'm usually very avoidant.
Yeah.
So it's like,
that's what I mean. It flipped it on him.
I mean, it's my turn. It's my turn.
We both said yeah.
Yeah. We know. Oh, we talked about this in the last episode too.
Am I avoidant, really?
No.
How? Oh, why would you think that?
I just haven't met any.
Tell us about that.
Every time I've like come to that realization and I've brought it up to my friends, everyone goes, "Yeah." I'm like, "What the fuck?" I thought it was like, why didn't anyone tell me? I feel like I've had lipstick on my teeth for a year and a half.
I've told you many
It's
times. I sent you a song. I said, "Hey, listen to this."
Oh yeah, you did. It was Taylor Swift, too, wasn't it?
It was.
It's not terrible. I mean, it's not like a bad
you
thing.
do
to
that
be
as
avoidant.
well, like when a
Yeah.
girl is
Well,
in
I'm anxious attached.
Yeah,
So,
Lover boy freak.
Yeah.
and
Tell us about that.
lover boy freak. I get anxiously attached. I fall in love quickly.
Yeah.
And what was the original question?
Like, do you get like a straight? Like, do you find
Do you think
when a
like the
girl's,
more
like,
that
doing
they're
that to you?
like kind of
Yeah,
stringing you
yeah,
along,
definitely,
that you get
yeah.
more fixated on it?
But I've become mindful of it. So
Yeah.
now I'm 32. So I know that about myself.
Yeah.
So I'm mindful of it. It was like, oh, okay, well, she's not super interested and you're getting super attached
Yeah.
because of that.
Yes.
Because you think you can like win her over or change your mind or whatever it
Have
may
you read
be.
that book, Attached?
Yeah.
Yeah, that really
Yeah,
fucked
yeah,
my
yeah.
world up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But it helped me a lot too.
Same.
And we all just, we're all out here just pretending to be secure.
Yeah.
Not pretending's a bad word, but you want to emulate secure the
We're
best you can.
projecting secure.
Yeah, projecting secure. And that's what I think that's healthy. I think that's
Because
good.
you're emotionally, like, you're attached.
Anxious attached.
Anxious attached.
Yeah.
Do you find that sleeping with somebody within the first few dates morphs your perception of them? Positive or negative?
Probably positive. Yeah.
Yeah, like it makes you more attached.
Yeah.
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 Well, like,
So
it
negative.
makes you feel, ooh. But it's positive. You're right. It's positive. It feels good.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like it feels like we have a connection.
Yeah.
You know? But I guess it is negative. It can make me feel a little more. If I don't sleep with a person, it is like easier to detach.
I agree. Yeah.
Me too.
I've actually found I have a harder time I like whenever I've tried to do, because we wanted to ask you like about this in general, like with like sex earlier on or later, whether it matters and stuff. But I was like, I found whenever I was trying to do this thing for a while where I was like being better about being like, oh, I want to go on X amount of dates and doing that whole thing right first. And I was finding, because I was so used to like anxiously attaching through intimacy, that I was like, if I wasn't sleeping with them, I was almost just like, well, I have so many guy pals that I have a hard time even viewing you differently than a pal if I'm not sleeping with you. Like, I was running into that, and then I was like, ooh, I really got to like dig into this attachment thing, because I was like, that's like a problem too. But I've definitely, we were talking about in the last episode that I was like, I feel like when you sleep with somebody early on, it does make you, like, in your brain, it forms. Well, actually,
It
like,
melts
quite
my
literally,
brain.
well,
It
quite
really
literally,
melts my frontal
chemically,
lobe.
it quite literally does that. Like,
Yeah.
it like attaches you to that person. But we were wondering from like, and you are a lover boy freak, so maybe your answer is not the most applicable to our
What
audience.
does lover boy freak mean?
You're a little lover boy. That's fine, but like a lot of boys aren't in Austin. There's
But-
not a lot of
so
lover
for
boys.
you, do you feel like if your hinge date, we're not saying she did, but like if you guys went on that first date and then she slept with you, would that have made you like?
She did.
Yeah. Okay. So would that but that wasn't a thing to deter you from being like, oh, now I wouldn't date her.
No, I guess not.
Yeah.
Has it ever?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I would more likely date someone. I don't judge a lady if she has sex with me on the first date. It's like, oh, that was very nice of you. Thank you.
What a guy.
I appreciate that.
I had a guy friend one time tell me that he was like, I mean, the real honest truth is, if a guy only wants sex from you, it don't matter which day you do it on. They're gonna bail after that either way. Like,
Yeah,
if that's what they were
right.
waiting on.
That's a very
They'll
good
wait it
point.
out, whether it's a month or that first day.
And I think that can be okay too. You just have to communicate. It
Yeah.
becomes bad when you don't communicate that that's what you want.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're both on board and you're
Yeah.
gonna both deal with the emotional stuff together, then
Yeah.
you can. I feel like you can get away with just wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wrestling.
But it's bad to like lead a person on and let them think that you really really like them and then
Yeah.
wrestle.
Yeah.
What's your worst date experience? And doesn't necessarily have to be bad. Just weirdest. It can be like
weird date you've been on.
I got out of the car one time and this girl goes, "Whoa, you got a long neck."
That's crazy. Oh my god, I would
all the better to hang myself.
That's all I thought about for like the next hour and a half. I was like, this bitch thinks I'm a giraffe. Yeah, just like doing like this. What do you think now? Is it normal?
Is it turtly enough for you?
Yeah, that kind of.
That almost tops that guy. I've told you this story, but I've told it on here. But the guy that on my first date with him, told me that I had dyke energy.
Men say
that was
crazy shit to me on first dates.
I'm
like, am I your little brother? Yeah. Why are you saying this to me? People are like, oh, why don't you fuck on the first date? Oh, because they are mean to me. I don't know, they're just roasting me.
Long neck.
My friend in Alabama, she has a joke about it. She's my ex-girlfriend. I shouldn't have said friend. But she had a bit about being on a date, and a guy told her her hair was rust-colored. She's like, oh, the color of the shit they scrape off of other shit?
Damn.
So you're not opposed to dating comics then?
No. I'm not opposed. Well, I think I'm more opposed than I used to be.
Yeah.
Sure.
Why is that?
I think that. So the comic that I dated for a couple years back home, she was in a different scene. She was in Birmingham while I was in Huntsville, and I think that made it easier because it's like
there's like some crossover.
It's like we worked for different branches of the same company.
They're like when the Dick Wolf shows get together for like a random crossover episode.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like the Brooklyn Nine-Nine New Girl crossover.
Oh, love that.
It's good when it's good. The reason and my perception of it has changed now is it's just hard. You're too like specifically broken people, like broken in a very specific way. Yeah.
What?
And then and then with her and stuff, there's always like if one of you is traveling and then the other is like not on the road as much. Like I think that she sort of felt like she was putting too much time into our relationship and not enough into her comedy because she was often coming to Huntsville when I had like a weekend of shows at the club or something. So I think that can cause some issues.
So do you feel like it's hard to not have like almost like a competitive or like resentment era around like how each other is doing?
Probably. I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't get that, but I was also, I don't know.
Yeah.
I always wanted her to go on the road with me, and we do like fun stuff together. That's like my dream is to like travel with a person and like
Rachel and Matt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's like when you find somebody that it works, it's like it looks sick when it works, but it's like
it's sick when it works. When it doesn't work, it sucks.
Because then you're like you're stuck there.
You have to
see
them out.
Yeah.
People talk about them.
Yeah.
It's just tough. It's hard to get over someone when they're always around.
When they're ever present.
And it's important to have that space to get over. But and to that point too, you're talking about being friends. I do need a little time between when we just got done fucking. I can't just immediately be friends with you.
Yeah.
I need like a month.
That's huge.
Like, just give me like a month to like be away from you, and then I can restart as just friends.
That's even generous, honestly. I'd be like, give me 5 to 10 years, and then we can readdress this.
Just like a little bit of time is nice.
Yeah.
But I'm not opposed to dating comics, but I'm definitely more hesitant to do it than I used to be. I'm not as like, pro.
Well, it's interesting because it's kind of the same thing as like we, my roommate and I talk a lot about like statistically coworkers tend to like date more than people realize, like coworkers in settings, and like actually a lot of them tend to be successful relationships and things like that. But it's like we are basically
people
in one like we're in one giant coworker scene that takes place with alcohol at night. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're kind of, like, in that, it's, like, an amplified coworker vibe. And it's, like, that is the hard part about that, right? Is it's, like, you kind of are having them forced down your throat, whether it works out or not.
I like that I don't have to answer the question, what do you do?
Yeah.
With comics.
And you don't have to explain yourself.
When they find out you actually have a job, they're like, oh, my God.
Yeah, they get it. Obviously, like, funny people, like, if I date a person, they have to be funny.
Yeah.
And it's like if a comic automatically checks that box. But I can't, for that reason, I won't date like someone that I don't think is funny.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't. And I've tried.
Watching someone you're actively dating
Bomb.
bomb.
But even
It's
if they're not a
mortifying.
comic,
I don't even like sleeping with comics because of that.
Yeah, it's mortifying.
Yeah, that's a real bummer. That's a
Yeah.
real panty
And you have to be in the
dryer.
audience like, good set, baby.
I'm like, wow.
Yeah, that's tough. But even if it's like I've dated some very serious women, and I can't do that.
No,
no,
yeah.
I can't. We're all a bunch of goofballs.
Do you have any icks?
Ooh, yeah.
I fucking.
All men hate that. I want to talk about this because all men.
They hate the word
I went
ick.
on a date, kind of. See, fuck this place. Kind of a date the other weekend, and this guy went on like a rant about this. Like he was like, "Women have all these fucking icks now. What does this?"
But
even
men
mean?"
have
like,
them too.
Yeah, but like, what does that mean to you? Like, what makes you? So
I don't
hate
think.
it?
Why
do you feel that way?
I hate it because it's the whole thing with the. I don't know if it's even an illusion at this point. We're so connected to everyone. You have so many choices, and that's why you can. Like, I guess things are just changing. But back in the day, you would be in a small town, you would meet this other guy in the small town, and you guys would get engaged, and you weren't going to meet anybody else, so you couldn't divorce him because his toes are weird or whatever.
Yeah.
And now it's like we have all these choices, so you can nitpick and you
Yeah.
can
People are
find all
very
these
nitpicky.
like tiny little things, and it makes me as an anxious person, it makes me be like, fuck, I hope I don't do something weird for 2 seconds and
Yeah.
give her the ick
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
No, I do. I'm just saying. I think that is a huge reason why I am like as avoidant as I am. I think like other icks too. Like when men get weird road rage.
Oh,
That's an ick for me because that's a red flag.
well, that makes sense. That's an anger
But some of
issue.
these things aren't like red flags. You're like, oh, that's a red flag.
I think
people
that-
will be
yeah,
like,
I think
that's like it's too serious sometimes.
There's a difference
to
between
say
red flags
flag.
and icks.
Yeah,
I
think
gave a
icks
girl-
are a lighthearted red flag.
I gave a girl the ick because I ate
tell
her
you?
because I ate her ass on the third date.
That's a gentlemanly. That's, you know what? Fuck her. I'm gonna go on record and say, fuck her.
Now you guys know that about me.
That's crazy.
And that gave her the ick.
Gave her the
You're
ick.
the one that was eating booty.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
What the fuck? I hate her. That's me.
I ate her ass to be.
I know.
Yeah, I thought you thought that she ate.
No,
mine.
I was like,
that's
you
not
were the
true.
one that was eating ass.
You
Oh,
were- if
she
it was
had
gonna get
ick.
the ick, it should have been you.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, apparently she was like, that was crazy. I was like, well, why is it's.
Did she let you keep doing it, or did she like stop?
Yeah, we did. But, well, we also like did other stuff.
Yeah.
Like why
Yeah,
is
you
it
don't
not?
usually go straight to
yeah,
it
like
getting
she went
ass.
down on. This is so much information.
That's okay. This is the
But
podcast.
she went down on me. It's like, why is that not icky
Yeah,
and gross?
that's why is that weird. Yeah.
My balls sit in the toilet while I poop. That's
I
a Philip Garcia joke. That's
I didn't know that until Philip said that joke.
Yeah, that's disturbing. You know, my hot
But I guess it'd just be squished up in the crack, and that would hurt worse.
squished up in the
That's
squished is
crazy.
crazy.
My hot take about icks is that I don't think icks are real. I think icks are just a way for us to rationalize when you're not that into somebody.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, like the man
That
I
makes
dated
sense.
for 5 years is a fucking troll of a human. Like, like all that, he had a million things on a list that would have given any sane person, including me, the ick. But I was in love with him, so it's like I was not gonna notice any of those things. Whereas like a guy who's like, if I'm just not that into you, I'm gonna be like, oh, the way he washed that dish just pissed me the fuck off. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but I'm not gonna feel that way about somebody that I like. I think it's like your brain trying to give you an out.
Okay.
Like, I think that. I think it's like, that's like when we don't know how to say, like, because it's so hard to have like when someone's like not a bad person or something like that, it's so hard to
Sure.
have like a reason.
But my icks make no
It's like
sense.
your brain picks a crazy
There's
thing.
one dude, the dude I was infatuated with. He was addicted to whippets, but what gave me the ick was like his feet were too big for his like bodily frame, and it made him walk weird.
Well, it's like the guy that I liked this whole last year. How many
Yeah.
things have you or Justine been like, that doesn't give you the ick about that motherfucker? And I was like, no.
But we've all done it.
So that
Yeah.
checks out. So you think you probably had issues with the drug
Icks
use
aren't
and other
always
stuff
deal
too?
breakers.
Okay. That makes me feel better about them.
Yeah, no.
Do you find that I feel like some women, like you were talking about, you're rationalizing just not
Yeah.
liking the person, but are you sometimes looking for a way to rationalize, like a way to get out of this because you're scared
I'm
of
always
it or-
looking for an exit
If
because
you're
I'm
avoidant.
avoidant.
I feel like that's where a lot of icks come from. Like you said, I think it is like
Yeah.
there's some truth to that. It's like you want out of the relationship, but it's like
Yeah.
you're finding a way out of every
If
relationship.
you're looking for reasons not to be with somebody, you'll always find them.
Unless
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
hate me and are addicted to nitrous acid or
Then I love
what is
that.
it? Acid? What is it?
Yeah, that's
I love a man that wants to spend time just in a tiny
that's my
bathroom.
type is a woman that wants to hang out with me. That's
Yeah.
Mine
Just
all
wants
just
to-
want to hang out with me in a tiny bathroom with drugs. It turns out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When men are like, "Hey, I have to run a couple errands. Did you want to come?" I'm like, "Oh, is this a Nicholas Sparks novel?"
I love when people.
Do you like running an errand?
I love to run an errand,
but not on a first date. I
am at my core a small town Southern woman.
Yeah, you want me to go sit in the DMV with you for 3 hours? I'll do it.
Why are we not married?
My mom asks me that all the time.
I was like, I feel like I'm witnessing something here.
Beth and Eugene.
My dad would freak out.
He asked right now on the podcast. He's asking your dad for permission.
I like that he always busts my balls, but I don't immediately say hey to him. I didn't see him. I walked into Vel for the Netflix audition, and he's like, "Hey man, what the fuck?" And I just
snobby.
Yeah, I just walked up and kissed him on the head. I was like, "I'm so sorry."
No, my parents love Brent Reed.
Wait, can we be in a throuple? I'm pretty lonely.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
We're in Austin.
True.
We would be like a nice break from what people.
Oh yeah, we were gonna
say.
start a big love house. Remember, we were putting Austin Young in on this.
We
invited
that's
you.
the reality show right there.
Show.
Comedy Love House.
Brent, Austin, me, you, Justine. We just live in a big house.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's just
it's the only way we can afford rent. And
it's just you guys in the living room. Like, what are Brent and Austin doing?
has the type of girls you're attracted to, like the way they look or whatever, has that changed since you moved to Austin?
I don't think that's changed. I think I've always kind of had. I like pretty funny people. That's kind of
pretty is like
yeah,
objective.
but I gravitate towards redheads a lot.
Yeah.
Now
any girl I've seen you with looks like she took Latin so seriously in high school.
I mean, you've not seen.
And I got extra time on all of my tests because I'm slow. But
yeah, you do date people that look smart.
Do I?
That's why it's not Quinn.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, what is happening? I'm like the reverse of like when they take the girl's glasses off and they put her hair down. He like puts them on.
Puts on a hat with a propeller.
Yeah,
Wait,
gives her
there hasn't been
glasses.
this much sexual tension on the podcast since we had Dylan Carlino on here.
I know.
We hit on that poor gay man the whole episode.
The entire time.
Dylan's great. I have
It's
a
a
crush
shame.
on him.
And Greg Phelps.
Greg Phelps.
Oh, Greg was on here.
I had him
Not
on
yet.
before we co-hosted. We're gonna have him back and just hit on him the whole time.
More
too.
people need to see Greg.
I agree.
Oh,
You ever
speaking
seen
of
him
like,
show up with his motorcycle helmet? Hot.
and
Hot.
it's
Hot.
over.
Hot.
Speaking of eating ass, when you go on dates with girls, because you said you're not opposed to like the first date hooking up.
Or
when
eating
a
ass.
girl asks you if you've been tested recently, do you get like offended by that?
No, that's a reasonable adult question.
Yeah. Has someone
Do
been
you
mad
get
at you?
tested?
Yes, I do get tested.
Has someone been mad when you asked that? Is that what made you write this? I was wondering.
I think me and Justine were talking about
People
it,
got
where
offended?
it's like not even like it's not even like an offended. Well, men won't consistently get tested.
Yeah.
I think men often disassociate.
They
and
do.
just don't think about it.
Or they're like, it's not even necessarily that they get like they're, oh yeah, it's like, or they think that like you maybe think less of them, or like why would I not be getting tested?
Exactly.
Or,
So
like,
yeah, they're not I think they often disassociate and they don't want to think about that stuff.
Yeah.
And when they're represented with like a real question,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
like, ah,
Yeah.
you know.
yeah, or it's like sometimes it's like they almost like they take it personally
Yeah.
if you're asking if they've been
That's
tested.
not, that's a normal adult question.
I
think.
agree. I've had like, especially, and what's crazy is the ones who always have like the most baffling answers to that are the guys that you're having to like force to wear a condom to. And I'm like,
That
Yeah.
honestly would make me think more highly of you.
Yeah.
Like if you ask, like stop, like mid, and you're just like, you're tested, right? Like,
Yeah.
oh, you're a nice, clean lady.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I mean.
You're like, because the other thing is, there's a lot of dudes that like dudes love to say they're allergic to latex, and very
Do they really?
oh they love it, and very
I didn't know that was an option.
very
I've heard it
often
all.
is that, hey, I'm allergic to latex. Are you on birth control? They don't ask that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They're just drippy and like getting rods. And I know they ain't got $600 in their bank account if it goes awry.
Yeah. Is that how much an abortion costs?
At least.
It's 700 in Tennessee.
Plus travel fees.
Yeah. Plus, yeah, it's a
Plus travel fees.
Yeah,
now.
CJ Landry's like a pregnancy scare is a road trip scare.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which,
I've been saying a new tagline.
why would you want to fuck anyone that you wouldn't go on a road trip with?
True. In Texas, you have to. That should be their new advertisement.
Yeah.
That should be the Hinge byline.
But yeah, sometimes it's like dudes. I think men just take everything so personally when it comes to
Yeah,
sex.
they're sensitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it
is
comes to
it's
sex,
an
they're
awkward
self-conscious.
It is like, it's uncomfortable, especially if you're doing it in like the heat of a moment. It's like not fun to stop and be like, oh, by the way, do you have to clap? Like, you know, like nobody
Yeah.
wants to stop and do that. People say the clap anymore.
Because you get into, as a guy, I do get into like a zone.
Yeah.
Like sex, bedroom Brent's different than real life Brent, I feel like.
Yeah. I feel like
And
that's
you
true
get
for
into
most of
this
us.
like sexy mode, and then
No, I'm
somebody,
always exactly
and
like
then
this.
somebody takes you out of it.
She's
My
the
voice
exact
gets
same.
deeper, actually.
She's the exact same.
Come on over here, boy.
Take them britches off and get on over here. I'm getting cold.
Take them britches off and come to mama.
I'm going to say that next time.
Oh my God.
I'm hard as a rock. All right.
Well, we want to ask him anything else before he goes and takes care of his erection because we are almost out of time.
This flew by the way.
Yeah. Let's end on this. What's one word that comes to your mind when you think of like the dynamic of your perfect relationship?
One word for the perfect relationship.
Communication.
Ooh, boring.
Okay.
What's an exciting, fun answer?
Oh, I hope we could. That's such a base. Everyone hopes they can talk to somebody.
No, I think it's deeper than that.
Yeah, I agree.
How deep is it?
I think that if you're on a level where you can just be honest with each other and like just unmask, like I feel like a lot of us are neurodivergent, comics are, and so
I'm normal.
Like when I'm out and about, I'm very outgoing, but at home I like to just chill and watch a movie or whatever. I think it's communication is being like vulnerable with someone. That's what I want. Is just to be like, you don't give a shit. You always know that I have the best intentions for you. And then vice versa. And then we can just say whatever to each other unfiltered, knowing that we both have good intentions.
Yeah.
Being vulnerable is leaving yourself open to get attacked.
True.
Yes, but for a successful relationship, I think you both have to be vulnerable and to
You have
understand.
to do what wolves do, where they go belly up so you can see their
Yeah.
chest.
You know what you gotta do?
their neck.
You got to be a dolphin.
And that's why it's scary, because it's like a mutual understanding that either of us could destroy the other one at any time.
Yeah.
But a trust that you're not gonna.
Icks and all.
Yeah, icks and all.
Icks
Weird
and all.
toes, smells.
Can I call this episode?
You got weird toes. You're freaking that up a lot.
I just think that's a common thing that people
You're
ick
making me
about,
insecure
their
because I
toes.
have very weird
I got
toes.
some
I got
crazy
we
feet.
beautiful.
My toes are a little-
Me and Quinn have bad feet.
Bad
I
feet.
have kind of my toes are a little like hobbity.
I got 9 irons, dog.
That's why I like sharing a bed with Quinn because it's the least insecure I feel about my feet. We
Yeah,
we
I look
have
like
little
I
fuckers.
drive my car with my feet like a Flintstone.
You kind of do. I'm missing both my big toenails. I have atrocious feet.
Still?
Yeah, they won't grow back.
I don't got tail note. I don't have pinky toenails.
Got the cameras. We can take Quinn to the
I got a
hospital.
birthmark on one of my feet. It's red.
It's red.
Yeah, that's
thought
why
you
I
said-
could never date a feet guy.
Yeah, same.
Oh.
I hate feet too. I hate it back. I hate. I don't like.
I don't want
anyone's feet to touch me.
I don't want your wiener in my toes.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm indifferent on a foot.
I hate it. I hate it.
Indifferent on a foot. This man loves feet.
That's not true.
I'm indifferent on a
But
foot.
make eye contact with us when you say that.
I'm bad at making eye contact. I'm neurodivergent.
Sure.
What? Oh my god.
I'm calling
Yeah,
this
I'll-
episode "Lover Boy Free."
I'll lick a butt before I lick a foot.
Period.
I also will lick a butt before I lick a foot. I'm not gonna lie. I do not fuck with feet. Yeah.
I'm keeping my tongue in my mouth.
Somebody asked me that once, and they were like, "What do you think the grossest part of the human body is?" And I said, "Feet." They said, "Above buttholes," and I said, "Yes." I fucking hate feet. I
don't
don't.
like feet.
I don't like mine. I don't like yours. I don't want them around me.
Do you keep a sock on in the bedroom?
Yeah, I prefer to.
I keep my socks on.
Which I was
my
told-
my Hooters crew socks.
Which I was told means you have intimacy issues. Which maybe that's.
If I keep my socks on,
Yeah, I heard that in a rom-com once.
I got some.
You heard it in
crazy-ass
Just
feet.
Friends with Justin Timberlake and Mila Kunis?
Yes.
That's my favorite rom-com.
Me too. Friends with benefits.
Our Friends with
Yeah,
Benefits,
that's
which
my
No
favorite.
Strings Attached was the other one, the
Yeah.
Ashton Kutcher one that came out the same year.
Yeah.
What's
Friends
the
with
most
Benefits
unhinged thing you've
far
ever
su-
done?
in a
For
relationship.
love.
In the pursuit of love.
In the pursuit of love. Unhinged?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm pretty hinged.
No, there's
No,
gotta
we've all
be
done
something.
something
Come
crazy.
on, little lover boy freak. You little fucking freak.
I just moved into this apartment upstairs in Florence, Alabama, and I was working in radio, and the cops got called on me and a lady because they thought I was beating the shit out of her.
What were you doing to her?
We were wrestling.
They were
Like
fucking.
literally?
They were fucking.
We were fucking.
Oh,
But the downstairs neighbors were dicks, so they like called the cops on us.
it was like no way he's fucking.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got to be beating the shit out of that lady. There's no way. It's consensual.
That nerd.
damn.
Oh,
That long neck motherfucker.
My head comes down under the balcony. Like,
I just pictured that in a horror movie type scene. Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
You're my favorite lover boy freak. Thank you so much for hanging out.
I
with us,
love
Brent
you
Reed.
guys. Thank you so much for having me.
We love you. That was cute. See, there's not room for me in this.
No, you can't.
They're gonna play clips of this podcast at mine and Quinn's wedding.
I know. My dad's crying.
I'm gonna officiate it and talk about how mad I was this whole time. Fuck.
All right.
Fuck. Courtney, will you go out with me?
She said, ooh.
She's like,
Actually, we gotta run.
I gotta go. I gotta go. All right, thanks, guys. Please like, subscribe, comment, do all the things. Check out letsselly.com. Check out Brent Reed. You got anything you want to plug coming up?
Just at Brent Reed Comedy on Instagram, and I'm starting my podcast back up, Spooky Fun Time,
Spooky Fun Time,
where I talk to comedians about their fears.
Ooh.
Oh.
You're gonna have us on and just talk about Quinn and relationships?
Yes.
Ooh, a loving, healthy relationship.
All right, thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.